To many fans, the only correct way to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the extended versions. I used to think so. Extended cuts are often made because directors aren't satisfied with their theatrical versions, but according to Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson, quote, "The theatrical versions of The Lord of the Rings are the definitive versions." This begs the question, why make the extended cuts at all? It's tempting to think the answer is just money, but Jackson himself explains that he, quote, "does the extended versions for the fans. It's a legitimate part of the adaptation of The Lord of the Rings. So I do these extended cuts thinking that people will like to see these scenes, because we have 30 to 40 minutes of footage that are usually related to something that's in the book." There's only one problem with this. It isn't true. The extended scenes often undermine Tolkien's vision for The Lord of the Rings. Gandalf, who killed a Balrog, would never lose a magic fight to a ghost man. Aragorn, the walking personification of honor, would never behead an unarmed messenger. And one of the best or worst examples goes much further. Halfway through the extended Return of the King, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli escape the paths of the dead only to find ships sailing towards Sauron's aid. You don't need to take my word that this scene is unnecessary. According to the filmmakers themselves,
you don't really need the scene at all, but
No, not at all.
I think painfuls are good in that description.
the scene exists because
this was the cameo scene, wasn't it, where everybody thought it would be fun to dress up as a pirate for the day.
the same way Aragorn and Gandalf are diminished, this scene features comic relief Gimli at his worst.
Legolas, fire a warning shot past the bosun's ear.
But unlike those other extended scenes, this one isn't just a momentary annoyance. It's actively detrimental to the larger story. By showing the army of the dead storming these ships, it ruins the nearly identical but much more important reveal of Aragorn's return to Gondor, which is still confusingly played as a surprise. So instead of giving fans more access to Tolkien, the extended versions often give us the kind of Peter Jackson fan fiction that defined his Hobbit trilogy. But it's not fair to say that all extended scenes are like this. The death of Saruman in The Return of the King gives closure to arguably the biggest villain of the first two movies. Bilbo's extended opening to the Fellowship of the Ring grounds the story better than the theatrical. And to many fans, the extended treatment of Boromir alone justifies the extended cut's superiority. Book purists often point out that Boromir is much more noble than the theatrical cuts would lead you to believe. I always agreed, citing this scene in Lothlorien as crucial to understanding the good intentions that drive Boromir to do something horrible.
My father is a noble man, but his rule is failing. Our people lose faith. He looks to me to make things right, and I would do it. I would see the glory of Gondor restored.
Without this scene, Boromir can easily come across as one-dimensionally corrupt, but while making this video, I found out that this scene is in the theatrical cut. A lot of people, myself included, have spent the past 20 years thinking that the extended Fellowship of the Ring three-dimensionalizes Boromir's character, when, in fact, its main addition is a scene where he picks a fight with Aragorn.
You are afraid. All your life, hidden in the shadows, scared of who you are, of what you are.
I will not lead the ring within 100 leagues of your city.
This doesn't take away from the good extended scenes, but even those have a negative consequence. In Peter Jackson's own words, quote, "To me, every time I put a scene in, it's mucking up the momentum. The theatrical versions are very carefully worked out. We spent a whole year trying to get the best possible cut. But I'm aware every time I put something in, the momentum of the scene is going to be slow." According to Jackson, the juice simply isn't worth the squeeze. Despite the extended cuts fulfilling our desire to spend more time in Middle-earth, the effect of these scenes often destroys the pacing of movies that are already 3 hours long. From a purely storytelling perspective, the extended cuts are worse movies, and they undoubtedly would have performed worse at the box office. But there's something that changes the context and importance of pacing. Jackson says that, quote, "Every time I think I'm spoiling the film, but I'm doing it because they'll see it in their home. The DVD has a different dynamic. You can watch it over 2 nights, or you can pause it and make a cup of tea. The whole pacing on the DVD seems to have a different requirement or level of commitment from the audience." And in the 25 years since the trilogy was released, the prevalence of binging entire seasons of television only emphasizes Jackson's point. Despite that, there's something to be said for watching movies as the filmmakers intended, particularly when that version is arguably truer to Tolkien's intentions. And so while it's tempting to think that more of a good thing is better, if hobbits have taught us anything, it's that good things can come in smaller packages. It's actually a miracle these movies are good at all. Take a look at my recent video about how close they truly came to disaster.